It's a Texas weather discussion video for Wednesday, the 29th of May. I'm Donovan Neal. We'll be dealing with a dual threat for severe thunderstorms, then flash flooding later this afternoon into the evening hours today. And then the rest of the week remains pretty unsettled, with at least some chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms occurring each day. But let's answer some questions about today first. Here's the upper air look. Across the nation this morning. This is the upper air look at 500 millibars, around 18 to 20,000 feet off the ground. This is a pattern we're all familiar with. We have a trough in the Rockies, and then that creates a southwestern flow aloft, which allows the possibility of severe thunderstorms to occur, and most notably rain. And here's the visible satellite view. This morning, you can see we have a little bit of breaks of the clouds here in the Metroplex. And just with any severe weather day, any breaks in the clouds will mean higher temperatures and higher dew points and higher instability values. Well, let's check the radar earlier this morning. This is around 9 o'clock. You can see we have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Breckenridge, for that storm near Breckenridge, and that's basically moving east-northeast towards the Metroplex. We'll see how that behaves with time. And here are the temperatures earlier this morning at around 8 o'clock. We're already in the upper 70s, and we're only expected to increase with time. Around the nation, much of the coldest air, we're pretty mild here in the south, but some of the coldest air is still in the Rockies, where they're in the 40s, starting in the 40s and upper 30s in some places. And we have a flash flood watch in effect for many counties in north central Texas, including the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and also some of the adjacent states as well, to address the potential for some heavy rainfall later today. And we have a severe thunderstorm watch that's in effect for West Texas and in the Big Country, near Abilene, Midland, San Angelo, Snyder, and Roscoe. And that goes for another hour. And this is the convective outlook later today. This convective outlooks today. We basically have a risk of severe weather for areas in South Texas, and that extends all the way out into the northeastern United States, And these are the tornado probabilities today. And you can see we have that hatched area, which means that we could see some significant severe weather within 25 miles of any given point within that zone. But you can see the 10% tornado probability is basically focused around the parts of the enhanced risk, and that means that we could see a few tornadoes, but one or two of which could be on the strong side. And that enhanced risk basically includes all counties of north central Texas, and some of the adjacent states on the northeastern periphery. And that standard slight risk, which is a level 2 risk, that basically includes surrounding areas surrounding the north central Texas region, includes Wichita Falls, Abilene, Waco, Longview, Austin, San Angelo, and Midland, and Leander. And that marginal risk includes places like Childress, Lubbock, San Antonio, and Katy, and Lufkin as well. And of course, we have that general thunderstorm region as well. And then tomorrow, that after a multi-day severe weather outbreak, or tornado outbreak sequence, we finally have some calm weather, even though we have a marginal risk near San Angelo and Midland and Fort Stockton out in the Big Country. But we finally have a period of calm weather. We might see some thunder during the afternoon hours on Thursday, but no organized severe weather is expected here. Average precipitation for the next 7 days. The majority of this will come through today for North Texas, around anywhere from 2 to 3 inches for much of North Texas, and that's anything that we see mainly today. And this is the 24-hour. I don't usually show this, but this is the 24-hour precipitation coming off the quantitative precipitation forecast. Anywhere from 2 to 3 inches, with locally higher amounts possible. And that's why we have that flash flood watch in effect because of some heavy downpours with the severe storms today. So let's go on to the mall output. This is the O6E run valid this afternoon at 1 o'clock local time. This is a look at 500 millibars, around 18 to 20,000 feet off the ground. You can see we have that trough in the west, adding some dynamic support for severe storms today. And you can see that surface front's basically right on top of us. And obviously that'll set the stage for some severe storms this afternoon. Alright, let's take a look at the HRRR model at 1 o'clock local time today. You can see we obviously have that cluster to the west, but we can see some new development, some new supercellular development off to out ahead of this thing, off to the east of the main complex, and that's what we're concerned about. Any supercells that develop ahead of the main complex, that'll most likely pose a dominant tornado and hail risk. Let's take a look at our environment real quick. This is our wind speeds. This is actually our dynamic support, thermodynamic support at around 2 o'clock. And you can see the wind speed's basically maxed out at around 37 knots. And of course, that's more indicative of some severe storms. And you can see the surface low is basically positioned just to the west of Wichita Falls, out in northwest Texas. And this is the composite reflectivity again at around 5 o'clock. You can see the supercells basically move off to the northeast, and the main cluster of severe thunderstorms basically moves to the east right on top of us. And at that point, the main threat will transition from tornadoes and hail to hail and strong straight line winds. And this is the surface-based CAPE values at 2 o'clock today. You can see values well over 4,000 joules per kilogram. Some even making a run at around 5,000 joules per kilogram. And of course, that's very, very indicative. That's a very volatile air mass for some severe weather to occur. And this is the storm relative helicity values. This is the 0 to 1 kilometer SRH values. You can see the numbers are very high, very indicative for updraft potential, updraft and tornado potential in a volatile air mass. And finally, let's go to the STP, the significant tornado parameters, and this peaking out at around a 5 to a 6 for much of the DFW metroplex. And of course, anything above 1 is significant, and this showing around 5 or 6. So we're gonna have to beat. So I think the max tornado potential in the enhanced risk zone is basically right on top of us, right on the north central Texas area, but basically in the Dallas-Fort Worth metroplex. And again, this is the composite reflectivity again at 9 o'clock. You can see that activity is basically off to the east. So we'll mention the main severe weather risk at a broad window at around 12 p.m. today to 12 a.m. But really, the main risk for supercells basically comes at around 12 p.m. through 6 p.m. this afternoon through the evening hours. And of course, the main threats will come from large hail, damaging winds, and we'll see a few tornadoes. But keep in mind, we may see a strong tornado or two in that enhanced risk zone out here in north central Texas. And of course, a call to action. You know the drill. We've been through this before. Make sure you have a way of receiving warnings. Make sure you have a NOAA weather radio. Make sure your emergency alerts are enabled on your phone. And make sure you have a way, make sure your business or wherever you are, make sure you have a way of going to your safe place in case a severe thunderstorm or tornado warning gets issued for your location. And outdoor warning sirens are not the move today, or never the move. Okay, so let's go to Thursday. Let's go to tomorrow. You can see we pretty much clear house for tomorrow. I think we'll mention a chance of mixing sun and clouds. Highs will be in the mid to upper 80s. Same thing on Friday. We might see some rain on our southern counties, but we remain fairly consistent in terms of weather. Highs will basically be on seasonal averages for basically in the upper 80s. And here's the weekend. Saturday, the first day of June, the first day of meteorological summer. Pretty much the same deal, and same thing on Sunday. And here's Monday of next week. Not much change on Monday. Still chance of a shower or two. Highs in the low 90s. Same thing on Tuesday. In a week from today, Wednesday, the 5th of June, you can see we have a little bit of ridging starting to form in the Gulf of Mexico. And down here, that won't stop any rain chances here. And of course, highs will be in the upper 80s. And here's the end of the 10-day forecast period. This is Saturday, the 8th of June. You can see we have troughing in the west, in the east, ridging in the northwest, and down here we pretty much stay pretty wet. But you can see for the numbers for the next 15 days coming off the GFS ensemble, highs beginning 1st of June pretty much in the upper 80s to low 90s for pretty much early to mid June. And of course, we fluctuate as we go through the month, the early stages of the month, but highs pretty much around seasonal averages for this time of the year. That's it for the Texas weather discussion video for today. I'm notes in the blog. Next video here will be posted at around tomorrow morning. If you can't catch our local TV stations on the air this afternoon at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and Godspeed.